Let's go ahead and take a look at the compare feature for Medius RE. So if you haven't visited auburn.medius.re yet, you'll be presented with a select a product modal as your first option here. So we're going to go ahead and select Peanuts, and that will take you to the Peanuts dashboard. So once you're on the Peanut dashboard, then we're going to go ahead to compare varieties. You'll notice the first thing it's going to ask us to do is to add some varieties. So we're going to go ahead and do that. But before we do, you can see up here for trial year, there's the years 2023 to 2024. If you click on that and want to expand it, you can select any years in here that you want and then go ahead and hit apply. So we're going to go ahead and add some varieties. So you can just start typing what you know of the varieties. So we're going to go with this Auburn variety 2027. Let's go with 2041, and then lastly 2237. So we'll go ahead and add that in. And so you'll see we've got these three varieties added, and it'll show you the years of data that are available for each one of these. And if you want to change the order, you can just click and drag and rearrange that order. So now how do we see the data? Well, you'll notice there's an all trial groups up here and then peanuts. So we want to go ahead and select this peanut group. And so with the peanut group selected, you'll see we've got each one of the varieties here in the column, all of the locations where those varieties were trialed, the years where those varieties were trialed, and how many variety records are available. If there's any recent images, you'll see those listed here as well. And so you can go ahead and scroll down and see all of the different data fields that are available for you to pull up information for. And so you'll notice that this particular variety, this AU2237, being only in 2024, has limited amount of data at this point, and more data will be available later. So let's say we don't want to view that one anymore. We can come over here to our list and just click on the X, and we can remove that from our comparison. So now we've narrowed it down. As I look at all of the different data available to me, this is the average over all of the 13 variety records available. If I were to click on that average, it will then show me this little pop-up here that gives me all of the detailed information for each data point that makes up this average. Another option that I have is if I click on any of these data fields over here, so if I click on yield, it will expand that out, and now I can see a comparison for each one of these trials. So what you probably will notice is, and you probably noticed before that our numbers were different, but there's a missing value here. So AU 2027 wasn't trialed in Mobile in 2023, whereas the 2041 variety was. So it's not necessarily a fair comparison that we're doing between these two when they didn't exist in all of the same trials. Well, there's an easy way to take care of that, and that is to come up here to your filters. And when you click on filters, you have correlated data. So you need to go ahead and turn correlated data on, and that will fetch the data for the varieties that you've selected only where they existed in the exact same trial. So now you see we have a perfect match, a 13 and a 13 comparison. And when we expand our yield, we'll notice that they all have values because now that Mobile trial is no longer included. So now you're looking at a true comparison here of the varieties under the same environmental trials and stresses. So if you want to limit the varieties that, or the data fields that you're looking at, you always have the ability to come in here and only select specific ones. So if you just wanted to isolate yourself and just look at a few of these, you can go ahead and do that, and that will narrow that down. Or you can go ahead and clear all of your results and you'll see everything. So let's say you wanted to work through this data to be able to represent it to somebody and you want to share it with somebody. So we've got this markup tool, and if you go up here to this little paintbrush toggle cell markup, that will turn your markup on, and you've got these four colors to pick from. We've got green, blue, yellow, and red. So I'll start with green, and I'm just going to indicate here by clicking on this value that I want this value to be green, because that is something I want to draw attention to. And then maybe I say I want to draw attention to yellow, maybe indicating a caution or I've got some reservations about this. May or may not be the case, but we're just giving a demonstration of what you could do to try to highlight or mark up certain things. So now that I've marked this up, how do I share this with someone? So just like anywhere else in the tool, you're going to look for this little link icon up here. And if you click on copy link, it will generate this unique URL for you here and add it to your clipboard. And now if you send this URL to anybody, it will pull up the comparison just as you have it with your markup in it, so that the person that you shared it with can see exactly what you were talking about. A handy way for being able to communicate information. Let's say you wanted to take this comparison and pull it out into Excel to be able to do some of your own different analysis or some copying, pasting, whatever you needed to do. You also have this download data button here. So if I can go to that download data button, it's going to generate for me this Excel document. We'll go ahead and save that. And then that Excel document now is available to me to be able to do lots of things with it. So let's pull that up here for your viewing, and we'll expand that out so it's easier to see. So what you're going to have here is the exact same view of the aggregated data for the two varieties that we're looking at. But in addition to that, you're also going to get the detailed data that makes up that average. So the thing that you would have clicked to expand, you're going to get all that supporting data in here as well. So you have the ability to use that outside of the tool. So that gives you a quick overview of how you can utilize the compare functionality within Medius.re.